Hello, Sagittarius. Happy birthday. Welcome to your December reading. I'm going to start off with please, spirit, angels, guides, allies, ascended masters, gods, goddesses, deities, everyone who is here for the Sagittarius highest good. Please share with me what is the primary energy for Sagittarius for the month ahead. This is a December reading, but whenever you find this message is exactly when you were supposed to find it. I don't believe in coincidences one bit. We're going to start you off, Sagittarius, with the energy of past life connections. So it feels to me like, Sag, you will be doing a little bit of healing this month. When past life connections come up, it's not necessarily about meeting people from your past lives, about connecting with your soul group. We would have pulled the soul group card if that's what was going on for you in the month ahead. But past life connections is more about healing past life wounds. A lot of the times, the big life lessons that we experience in this lifetime have to do with karmic cycles from previous lifetimes. Maybe, for example, you're working through a poverty wound, a scarcity or a lack wound, and that could have something to do with the fact that maybe in a past life you were super rich, but you did really evil things with your money. That's just an example, of course. I'm just going to get started with a little bit of an energy cleansing as well with some sacred Palo Santo. Remember, you don't have to actually be here with the Palo Santo in order for it to work. It's not the smoke, it's not the smell. It is actually the spirit of the Palo Santo that does the cleansing. And I like to bring this cleansing energy into all of these readings because, well, we all carry hucha, dark, dense, heavy energy. So the more we can cleanse our energy, the better. So you are working on some wounds this month. So it seems to me like there's going to be some stuff that comes up for you. When we are becoming more aware of our shadow, more aware of our wound energy, it's really important to take some time to go within. I know that December can be a really busy month for so many of us, whether you celebrate the holidays or not. It can be a busy, busy, busy time. So I would encourage you to find some time for yourself this month. That might not be easy for you, Sag, but even if you could find just like a little bit of time in each day. For me, I like to do a morning ritual and an evening ritual. So I sort of bookend my day. I've got some time that I take to myself in the morning. I meditate, I journal, I do some self-care. I've also got some time that I take in the evening before bed. Same kind of deal. I journal, I meditate, I do some self-care. And that sort of bookends my day. And it makes me feel like, I've got a little bit more control over myself and my emotions. And when you're dealing with past life wounds, things are going to be coming up for you. All right, let's see what is the incoming energy for the month ahead. What can really support the Sagittarius collective with healing these past life wounds? And sometimes your birthday can even be triggering. Because a lot of us, like, maybe we don't feel like we're cared for enough. Maybe we have an abandonment wound, a rejection wound, a neglect wound. A lot of us have a lot of childhood trauma, so our birthdays can be really triggering. And for those of you who have birthdays, I mean, it's Sagittarius season, so of course you have birthdays. For those of you who have birthdays near Christmas, sometimes it feels like, oh my gosh, I'm getting the shaft because everybody's so wrapped up in Christmas, they all forgot about my birthday. You are, however, getting rejoicing, okay? So this is a beautiful card of celebration. You're learning to make the most out of life. So even though you are currently healing these past life wounds, it feels to me like this is maybe something you've actually been working on for a while, and you're starting to see the benefits of the work that you've been doing. You're starting to come through to the other side of that, and that's a beautiful place to be. I mean, we can get really caught up in healing because for so many of us, we have so much to heal from, so much past life trauma, so much childhood trauma, all of our adult trauma. There's so much that we can become sort of addicted to healing. Like I call it healing junkies. We can become healing junkies, but don't forget there's other aspects to healing. There's integrating the healing, and then there's celebrating. And this is a card that is calling for you to celebrate. Isn't that so funny? You got the soul group card. Okay, earlier I said the past life connections card is not necessarily about reuniting with people from your past lives, but then here we go, you got the soul group card. So I'm going to eat my words now. Maybe, just maybe, Sagittarius, you've got some new people coming into your life this month. And the people that you're connecting with, these are people that you've had past lives with. You're going to know when somebody has had a past life with you because they're going to feel familiar. You might feel like you could tell them your whole life story, or vice versa. Maybe they're telling you their whole life story, and you're like, I just met you and I know every little detail. Like, do you know I'm not going to go spill the tea? Why are you so comfortable with me? They're comfortable with you because you are someone that they have had a lifetime with before. And maybe that's karmically connected to these past life wounds. That happens a lot of the times. We make soul contracts with people. Maybe in a previous lifetime, you were their mother and you neglected them as a baby, and that created a wound. And now this time, in this lifetime, they're like, oh, let's balance out that karma, shall we? So, soulmates, past life, soul connections, members of our soul family, they're not always super harmonious relationships. Okay. Sometimes they can be disharmonious relationships because the whole point of being back in each other's life this time around is to balance out the karma. That's not saying expect that, these relationships are not going to be worthwhile. But what I am saying is, even if somebody feels really familiar, it might be worth your while to take your time. Be slow with getting to know people. It takes a full 2 years to get to know someone, okay? A full 2 years. You're also getting self-love. Now, I said that earlier. You've got the past life connections card. So you're going to be working on some past life wounds. So find some time for you. Find some time for you, Sagittarius. I know that this can be a very, very busy month, but finding time to go within should be at the top of your priority list. Again, even if it's just a couple minutes in every day, like 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the evening, or if you've got a full day planned, like even stopping and taking 5 minutes to yourself, just make yourself a tea, sit down, slowly drink it. Don't be in a rush. Put your phone down. Okay. Put your phone down. I'm getting this like headache feeling here. Make sure you drink your water. Okay. Make sure you drink your water. Now, my husband's a Sagittarius. So I'm listening to this. I'm experiencing this from the perspective of, how is this going to affect him? And I can see how this would resonate. And this like headache feeling that I'm getting back here on the left, like I really want to say, stay hydrated. Make sure that you're staying hydrated. That's going to be such a simple thing for you to do to take care of yourself. The self-love card, it always tells us that our capacity to be loved by others is directly related to our capacity to love ourselves. And when we neglect even hydrating ourselves, that is sending a very clear message to the universe that we don't even care about ourselves. If we don't care about ourselves enough to hydrate, then we don't care about ourselves very much at all. So what do we attract then? We attract people who also don't care very much about us at all. So if you are experiencing that with some of your relationships where you're like, I give, but I don't get very much. What's going on here? Maybe it's because you're not giving enough to yourself. We're all mirrors for each other, right? So the people that we attract into our lives, they're showing us a part of ourselves that we need to look at, as within, so without, right? So take good care of yourself this month, and the people around you will start to take good care of you as well. It says you're learning that your capacity to love others is directly related to your ability to love on yourself. I always say this, okay? You want to treat yourself like you would treat a child. If you're a parent, this might be easy for you to connect with, okay? What would you do for your child? If you're not a parent, think about the young people in your life. Maybe you've got siblings, maybe you've got friends who have kids, maybe you've got nieces and nephews, whatever the case may be. Think about the little people in your life that you love, okay? You're going to make sure that these children get enough water. You're going to make sure they get enough water. You're going to make sure you have a bottle of water for this little one everywhere you go. You're going to make sure that they get enough fruits and vegetables. You're going to make sure they get enough sunshine. You're going to make sure they get enough time outside. You're going to make sure that they have enough exercise and activity. Sometimes we neglect that for ourselves, but for a little child, we're going to make sure we go to the park. We're going to make sure that they're moving. We're not going to sit them in front of a TV all day. Are you kidding me? We are going to make sure that those children read. We're going to make sure that they have some socialization. And then we're going to make sure that they don't get too much of certain things. We're going to make sure that they don't get too much screen time. We're going to make sure that they don't get too much socialization, because that can be draining, right? We're going to make sure that they don't get too much time in front, like too much time outside, because yeah, some time outside is great, but too much, they're going to be drained, right? We're going to make sure that they don't get too much junk food. Can you treat yourself the same, Sagittarius? And again, my husband's a Sagittarius. I know it's hard for him to put himself first. He's a provider. He's a protector. He's always doing for everybody else. He's got a business. He's always doing for his customers. He puts everybody in front of himself to his detriment. That's what this card is calling for you to do, Sagittarius. It's to not put anyone ahead of you to your detriment. If you want to do for others because you're giving and you're loving and you want to be of service, absolutely, absolutely, but not to your detriment. I'm also getting for you karma, okay? You're getting karma. It's interesting because you got past life connections and soul groups. So there's people from your past life that are coming up. Again, I mentioned karmic cycles earlier. This doesn't feel like it's a coincidence. There's no such thing as a coincidence. So you might be involved in a situation that requires justice. This is calling for you to just take a step back. You don't have to do anything here. You don't have to do anything here. Karma's going to take care of itself. You might be consciously aware of what this is, but it could be on a subconscious level. You might not have any awareness of what this is actually about. But if there's somewhere where you think someone has wronged you, if you think someone has wronged you, don't worry about making it right. It's not your job. It's not your responsibility. Let it go. Trust that the universe is going to make sure that that karma is balanced out. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything. Karma is going to play out here for you. Thinking about my husband, I'm like, who the heck is that? Who is wronging my man? I don't know who that is, but I don't like it. You're getting surrender. That's what I just said. That is literally what I just said. Okay. So don't worry about being the one to make this right. Okay. Release and surrender all control and let nature take its course. Let nature take its course. Sagittarius, are you resonating with this so far? I would love it if you hit that like button. I hate to ask, but that's how the channel works. Every time you like, every time you subscribe, every time you share this video, every time you comment, every time you drop details down below in the comments, it makes more people see the video and it really supports the channel so that I show up here more often. Let me know how this is resonating with you. What I'm seeing here as well, you've got all sorts of 3s and 5s in here. All sorts of 3s and 5s. So 5s are about change. It feels like there's going to be a lot of change for you in the month of December. 3s are all about equilibrium, balancing out your mind, your body, your soul. Okay. How can you really, you got self-love right in the middle of this reading, right in the very middle, the self-love card. And that is card number 3. That is about balancing your mind, your body, and your soul. I got my angel numbers book here. For some reason, I want to pull it out because you got 53, you got 3, you got 65, you got 12, 1 + 2 is 3. There's so many. Okay, let's just start with 53 because I think this is important for you. I don't always bust this book out, but I feel like there's a lot to be said here. 53 is self-control. React accordingly. The power lies in you to gain control over your responses in a present situation. Maybe this is about this karma and surrender. Your angels call on you to feel solid in your ability to react appropriately to the challenges in front of you. Several times today, repeat the mantra, I am in control of how I respond. I am in control of how I respond. I am in control of how I respond. Whoo, this is about responding rather than reacting. Responding rather than reacting. And then with our 3s and 5s, I just want to reiterate about those because that's important. 3, harmony, mind, body, and spirit are one. If something in your life is ignored or neglected, everything else suffers. The health of the mind, the health of the body, and the health of the spirit connection is essential in living a fulfilled existence. This is the message from your angels today. Think of what you're doing to nurture all parts of you and where you can do better at listening to the things that you have neglected within. Self-care. Sagittarius, get on that self-care. And then 5, growth. The only thing that stays the same is change. As the world around you shifts and moves, it's time to get flexible. Change is inevitable, and your peace comes not from the stability of things outside of you, but also from that which is created from your foundation within. Your angels remind you to make inner peace a priority so that when change comes, you know that you're tethered to something it cannot touch. Meditate today with a visualization of your inner peace tying you firmly to the universe. All right, I'm going to share this with my husband. I hope that you watch it. I hope that it resonates, and you better let me know. This, by the way, is the Angel Number book by Mystic Michaela. It is in my Woo Woo Woman's gift guide, but I'll also link it down below along with the Intuitive Life Coaching Oracle deck by Kelly Smith. This is my favorite Oracle deck. I call it my tough love deck because it's exactly that. It tells you like it is. Self-love is telling you to surrender. It's telling you that you're lacking self-love. It's telling you that you are healing some past life wounds right now, and you may reconnect with some members of your past, from your past lives, members of your soul family, and that there could be some karma that needs to be balanced out right now. That's not always easy, especially in the month of December when, it's go, 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 do. It's not natural for us to be so busy in the month of December. Here in the Northern Hemisphere, we're coming into winter. The harvest is over. It's time to go to sleep. But here we are running, hustling, going, doing, especially those of you who are in business, who have businesses that thrive this month of year. I know it can be busy. But Sagittarius, do your best to slow down in the month of December. Now, I am going to be going over and clarifying this reading even further in the extended reading. If you're not part of the Sacred Self-Empowered membership community, you can check out the link down below in the description, and we'll not only clarify this reading in the extended, but we're also going to pull a card based on your question. So if you're joining me in the extended, I want you to start thinking about that question right now. Really tune into the energy of that question, and we'll clarify that right away. We will also pull a card from the Animal Spirit Oracle. We'll also pull a card from the Romance Angels. So we'll find out what's going to happen for you overall in the month of December. I will see you over there. Please like, please subscribe, please leave me some comments. Let me know how this is resonating with you, and I will see you again really soon, Sagittarius. Bye-bye.